The classroom is buzzing with gossip today. Everyone is hooked on the latest news about our favorite villain and hero. Check this out. The students are rewatching the stream, and they can't stop talking about how stunning Elektra looks on camera. Naturally, the dating rumors start flying. They're definitely a couple, right? One asks, while the other just laughs it off. Little do they know, Stardust is sitting right behind them, hearing every word. She's trying to convince herself they're just colleagues, but her face says otherwise. The gossip gets worse. They bring up the Princess Carrie and how intimate they looked. It's enough to make anyone cringe, especially Doohee. Then comes a wild theory. He only treats her like that because he doesn't like her. If it were someone he truly loved, he'd be too shy to even move. Surprisingly, the guys start buying into it. After all, egoistic's behavior has been pretty consistent since the very beginning. It's always been only Stardust for him, they say. Hearing this, our girl is caught off guard, feeling a mix of pity and confusion. Look at that grip! Doohee is low-key fuming. Even if he's a villain, seeing him hold another woman right in front of her. It stings more than she'd like to admit. But the fans in the classroom don't care. They're officially shipping Ego Elect because their chemistry is just too good to ignore. The jealousy is real. Doohee is literally radiating fire right now. Look at that pen, rest in peace, buddy. She's reached her limit. Her classmate is terrified. Did I say something wrong? Stammers. He's starting to realize that maybe, just maybe, she's a hardcore ego star shipper herself. The lecture is about to start, and for a moment, everything seems normal. But we all know this piece won't last long. Doohee is still fuming. She can't focus on the lesson at all, with those rumors looping in her head. Suddenly, bam, an emergency alert flashes on her screen. Duty calls, and it couldn't have come at a better time for her to blow off some steam. She's out of there in a flash. HQ reports an unidentified giant weapon advancing towards the city. This isn't just a drill. It's a full-scale invasion. The Hero Association isn't taking any chances. Immediate deployment is ordered. The city is officially under red alert. Stardust is on the scene, fully suited up. But even for a top-tier hero, the sheer scale of this threat is enough to make her break a sweat. What the hell is that? An absolute unit of a machine is looming over the city. It looks like something straight out of a nightmare. The ground shakes with every step it takes. This giant mechanical monster is leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Can our hero handle this alone? The scale of this thing is terrifying. Just look at it compared to that car. It's like an ant facing a mountain of steel. People are trapped. You can see the pure terror in their eyes as the shadow of the mechanical beast looms over them. But hope isn't lost. Stardust arrives just in the nick of time, charging straight into the danger zone. Get as far away as possible, she commands. Even in chaos, the citizens find the strength to cheer. Go Stardust. You go. It's time to get serious. Doohee powers up, her golden aura lighting up the sky. She's not holding back anything today. Government and Association's dog, a mysterious voice mocks her. It seems someone is watching her every move from the shadows. Meet the mastermind. A scientist from the Hanyun group. He's curious to see if our hero can stop what he calls the final spark. Here comes the impact. Stardust flies in like a comet, putting all her strength into one devastating punch. What kind of power is this? Even the villain is caught off guard. Doohee is pushing her limits, and it's absolutely epic. Boom! The collision creates a massive shockwave. This isn't just a fight. It's a declaration of war against the Hanyun group. The impact is massive. Stardust is sent flying back from the sheer force of the explosion. This machine is tougher than it looks. Wait, something's wrong. Doohee looks completely lost. The comms are glitching, and she can hear a familiar yet unexpected voice through the static. Suddenly, the giant weapon starts acting up. And then, a command echoes over the speakers. Go! Elect CHU. Is someone Playing a game? The machine starts shrieking. Internal systems are redlining, and the sound of grinding metal is enough to make your skin crawl. It's stalling. Smoke is pouring out of every vent. Someone is forcefully overriding the controls from the inside. Move it! Move! Stardust's heart skips a beat. That voice. There's no mistaking it. Egoistic. Is that really you? Back at the base. It's a total takeover. Elektra has the Hanyun scientist tied up and neutralized. Our favorite duo has officially crashed the party. Yes, it's me, Egoistic. Looking sharp as always, he mocks the Hanyun group. Why let a wonderful weapon go to waste when a real villain can use it? Behind the scenes, the crew is having a blast. When he starts acting, he really turns into a total lunatic. They laugh. But hey, it gets the job done. The stage is set. Egoistic issues a public challenge. Stardust, I feel the urge to destroy the city. I wonder if you can stop me. The real show begins now. Look at that smile. Instead of being scared, Doohy seems almost relieved. Is she actually happy to see her favorite villain crash the party? She's back in hero mode. I will definitely stop you. Egoistic. She declares. The rivalry is back on, and she's more motivated than ever. She charges in like a golden comet. Stardust isn't holding anything back now, that she has a worthy opponent to fight. Back in the cockpit, Haru completes the system adjustments. Output adjustment complete. She signals. It's time for Egoistic to show what this machine can really do. Haru, let's give you a proper power-up today. Egoistic's hand is on the trigger. You can feel the hype building something big is coming. Just look at that face. He's having the time of his life. Eddie, go! He shouts, officially kicking the battle into high gear. The giant mechanical arms swing with terrifying speed. Stardust has to dodge a blow that could easily crush a building. Smash! The robot's fist hits the ground, creating a massive shockwave. The power of the Hanyun group's weapon is truly monstrous. Doohy takes a direct hit. Even with her powers, the raw force of this machine is starting to take its toll. She's struggling. Ha ha ha, Stardust. Did you really think you could stop the octopus with just that level of skill? Not a chance. He's playing the villain perfectly, pushing her to her limits. Behind the scenes, the evil mastermind is micromanaging. Boost the speed a bit more, he whispers. Haru is not amused. Geez, just get it right the first time. Here we go. Egoistic plays his role to perfection. The mechanical beast swings its massive limbs, creating a storm of steel and dust. Stardust is like a golden blur in the sky. She's pulling off insane maneuvers, dodging every strike with pinpoint precision. She's climbing higher and higher. Look at that speed. She's not just fighting. She's searching for the perfect opening. Faster and faster. You can see it in her eyes. Doohy is pushing past her limits, driven by the thrill of the chase. She's circling the machine like a golden comet. To the observers below, she's nothing but a streak of light blinding the mechanical monster. She's got it. She successfully maneuvers to the robot's blind spot. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. But wait, look at Egoistic's face. He's blushing. Yes, this is it. He thinks he's not scared. He's absolutely fanboying over her power. The truth comes out. He's actually dreaming about getting defeated. Finally, I can go home in one piece today. Talk about a unique motivation. The scene shifts to a mysterious high-tech facility. A voice echoes through the halls. Your Excellency, we're ready. A new threat is lurking in the shadows. The tension reaches a breaking point. A mysterious box opens, revealing the ultimate red button. You know, things are serious when this comes into play. Enter the President of the Republic of Korea. His expression says that all this is no longer just a local skirmish. It's a national crisis. To eliminate that giant weapon, this is the only way. He's making a heavy decision. The stakes have never been higher for our heroes and villains. The button is pressed. Immediately, the command center goes into overdrive. Warnings flash everywhere as a massive countermeasure is activated. Back in the cockpit, Egoistic shouts, "See-o Yuna, now." She's typing like a pro, pushing the system to its absolute limit. Speed max. Stardust is moving so fast she's literally in multiple places at once. She's become a storm of golden light, overwhelming the mechanical beast. Stardust is moving so fast she's literally in multiple places at once. She's become a storm of golden light, overwhelming the mechanical beast. The chapter kicks off with a massive explosion rocking the city. Flames and smoke fill the air, signaling the start of a brutal battle. Inside the command center, Egoistic is taking charge. He orders SEO Yoon to crank the power up another level, and she eagerly complies with a big yay. The giant mech begins its assault. Powerful energy beams are fired into the sky, creating shockwaves that shake the entire area. A close-up of Stardust shows her sporting a confident smirk. It seems like she's already figured out a weakness or something interesting about her opponent. With a determined cry, Stardust dives headfirst into the fray. Her eyes are burning with an unshakable will to fight. A violent collision. Stardust slams into the mech, releasing a burst of energy as she delivers a direct blow to the metal giant. The tension reaches a breaking point. As the girls scream and worry, even Egoistic loses his cool, shouting, "No chance." Someone's digging in deep with a powerful hurrah. They put every ounce of strength into their next move. A full view of the massive war machine treading down the road. It looks like an unstoppable mobile fortress moving through the landscape. Time for Egoistic to show off. Typing furiously, he challenges them. "Want to see the moves I used to dominate the arcades?" Egoistic shows no mercy, unleashing a relentless barrage of attacks from his mech. He shouts, "Here I go, Stardust." As the battle intensifies, despite the overwhelming assault, Stardust lets out a mysterious smile. She can feel her inner power gradually awakening and surging through her. Constant explosions erupt as energy beams collide. Stardust thinks to herself, "I'm getting stronger. I can really feel it now." With a look of pure excitement, she challenges him, shouting, "Come on, Egoistic!" It seems she's actually starting to enjoy the thrill of the fight. Shrouded in a brilliant golden aura, Stardust charges straight at the giant mech like an unstoppable bolt of lightning. A powerful landing creates a shockwave. She's using her incredible speed and agility to scout for any opening in his defenses. Stardust performs a stunning aerial flip, effortlessly dodging the heavy sweeps of the robot's massive metal arms. A close-up of Stardust mid-flip. She confidently declares, "I'm used to this robot's movements now. You just wait right there." From Egoistic's perspective, he begins to notice her terrifying increase in speed. Suddenly, Stardust vanishes from the radar's sight. A massive shockwave erupts at the heart of the battlefield. Stardust's impact is so powerful that it sends tremors through the very ground. Egoistic bursts into a taunting laugh. He mocks Stardust, telling her that thinking she's mastered his robot's patterns is nothing but a grand delusion. Stardust is losing her cool. Gritting her teeth with her aura blazing, she snaps, "You're yapping so much it's driving me crazy?" The Octopass mech begins to show its true colors. A massive surge of energy builds up, preparing to fire a devastating blast. Undeterred, Stardust channels all her power into her fist and charges forward like a bolt of lightning. Determined to crush the metal giant. In the command center, the radar screens flash with urgent beep, beep, warnings. The system is signaling an imminent, high-magnitude collision. Chaos erupts in the cockpit. SEO Yoon screams in panic as she realizes Egoistic is about to do something reckless. "Hey, what are you doing?" With a look of pure excitement, Egoistic grips the lever tight. He declares, "This is how it should feel, Stardust. Now, I'm going for real too." He shouts the command to the system, "Octopass output up." His expression is a mix of madness and absolute determination. Amidst betoid small fry, creating a humorous contrast to the life and death struggle happening below. An awkward silence fills the command room after Egoistic's bold command. Everyone freezes, holding their breath to see what happens next. Back in the command room, Seo Yoon lets out a weary sheesh. She's clearly done with Egoistic's over-the-top excitement, while everyone else just watches in disbelief. The Octopass mech begins a complex series of mechanical shifts. Its joints lock into place, gearing up for a high-speed assault. Stardust looks visibly tense. A taunt appears. Can you adapt to this speed too? She swallows hard, feeling the pressure mount. The giant mech stomps heavily onto the road, leaving deep cracks in its wake. Its sheer weight and power are absolutely terrifying. Stardust is overwhelmed by the robot's onslaught. She's forced back, struggling to keep her footing against the immense impact. Standing amidst the dust, Stardust gasps for breath. Her aura is still blazing bright, showing that she's far from giving up. The battle is being live-streamed. Netizens are going wild with comments like, "Is this really Stardust? And is she finally reaching S rank?" A hilarious moment cuts in as Egoistic's teammate yells through the comms, "Eppa, control it properly, and focus." Seems like the boss is getting scolded mid-fight. Stardust glares at the mech with cold, sharp eyes. She realizes she has one more reason to take this thing down. Egoistic's girls. Talk about a jealous motivation. Stardust clenches her fist, channeling all her frustration and resolve into her next move. She thinks, if Egoistic, if he wasn't here. Stardust admits that taking down this massive weapon used to be an impossible task. But now, things have changed. With a sharp gaze, she declares, "Now we can do it." She gathers her strength and launches herself forward like an arrow. A massive collision erupts at the mech's leg joint. Stardust is specifically targeting its most vulnerable points. Inside the cockpit, Egoistic starts to feel the heat. He grinds his teeth in frustration as he sees Stardust gaining the upper hand. Seo Yoon delivers an urgent warning. The output is failing, and they only have 10 minutes left. The others are stunned by Stardust's overwhelming growth. Despite the dire situation, Egoistic just laughs, stubbornly insisting that he'll enjoy this fight until the very end. He immediately gets a smack on the head. The red-haired girl calls him a lunatic since they're about to explode, while the rest of the crew is dying from motion sickness. Stardust lands firmly on the robot's frame. Her golden aura is now burning brighter and more intense than ever before. She sprints up the massive metal body, leaving nothing but smoke and sparks in her wake. Finally, she spots it. Stardust's eyes flare with determination as she locates the cockpit. There he is. Just as Stardust is about to move, an urgent command rings in her ear. "Get out of that area right now, Stardust." Stunned, she gasps, "What?" Meanwhile, the Octopass mech continues its rampage through the smoke and debris, completely unaware of the looming danger. The terrifying truth is revealed. The president has authorized a small nuclear missile strike on the giant weapon. Stardust's face pales in sheer shock. The command center warns, "If you get caught in it, you'll die." They've gone absolutely insane, deciding to use nukes so close to civilians. Stardust is furious. If that missile hits, civilians will be in peril. She curses the foul side of politics there, willing to sacrifice everything just to look productive. She tries to argue, but they bark back, "Don't argue. Just get out of there now." The pressure from above leaves her in a terrible dilemma. Egoistic, still perched on his mech, taunts her, "Stardust, how long are you planning to space out? My punch is itching badly now." Stardust looks at him with pained eyes. She realizes he actually stopped fighting to wait for her. A villain being considerate, while unaware that death is falling from the sky. In a moment of pure emotion, Stardust clenches her hand and whispers, "I'm sorry." Egoistic is caught off guard, shouting, "What?" "Stardust." A deafening sound tears through the air. Stardust charges toward Egoistic instead of fleeing, marking a shocking turning point in their relationship. Stardust makes a bold move. She rips off her earpiece and tosses it aside. She's officially cutting ties with the ones ordering the strike. At HQ, the staff panics. She threw away the receiver. "What do we do now?" But a cold voice responds, "It's fine. We'll find an answer. Like always." The corrupt president is casually munching on popcorn, watching the life and death struggle like it's a Sunday movie. He just wants to wait and see. In the cockpit, Egoistic is completely off guard. He shouts, "Hey, Stardust, where are you going? Don't tell me you're running away." A deep, conflicted monologue begins. In the eyes of the state, Egoistic isn't a rank villain, a terrorist who must be eliminated. But Stardust's gaze softens, yet turns resolute. She admits a hidden truth to herself. For some reason, I just can't hate him. Chapter 36 ends with Stardust glowing with power and surging forward. Her vow echoes, "This time, I'll save him." Stardust soars into the sky with incredible speed, leaving a brilliant trail of light in her wake. A close-up of Stardust's eyes reveals her intense focus and unwavering determination to take action. She begins a steep dive from the clouds, aiming straight for the city below like a guided arrow. A massive missile is plummeting toward the urban center, with Stardust appearing as a small speck of light desperately giving chase. Egoistic appears with a calculating smirk, remarking, "Just now. That's one more debt you owe me." A rare moment shows Stardust with a confident smile, as if she has finally figured out how to handle the falling threat. She flips mid-air, accelerating her descent to generate the maximum amount of force possible. Stardust uses every ounce of her strength to stop the massive missile's momentum right in mid-air. Close up on Stardust's strained face as she struggles against the immense heat and pressure of the projectile. Meanwhile, on the ground, Egoistic and his companion watch in shock as something else massive begins to emerge. Back at the base, Egoistic's allies are in shock as they realize the missile is locked onto Stardust herself. Egoistic looks completely baffled. He can't wrap his head around why this is happening. Stardust pours every bit of her strength into holding back the massive, rampaging projectile. Her eyes burn with sheer determination as the missile's engines begin to overheat and malfunction. Now, Stardust screams, preparing for a final move to divert the explosive threat. She clings to the missile, using her own weight and momentum to force it toward a safe zone. A massive trail of fire streaks across the sky, creating a scene that is both majestic and terrifying. Egoistic pressures Seo Yoon to find the launch source, while she frantically types away under the stress. Shocking news, the missile was actually launched right from the presidential office. Time is running out. Seo Yoon struggles to crack the deactivation code before disaster strikes. Egoistic is in total shock as the screen flashes. 10 seconds until explosion. Everything is moving way too fast. 9 seconds left. A mysterious man wears a sinister smirk, appearing to be the mastermind behind this cruel plan. 8 seconds. 7. Stardust is pushing her speed to the limit, driving the missile out of the atmosphere. 6 seconds. 5. Elsewhere, people go about their lives in peace, completely unaware of the looming disaster. Only for seconds. 3. At the base, Egoistic and Seo Yoon watch the countdown in breathless, helpless anticipation. A powerful shot of Stardust standing firm in the vast sky. She is the city's only hope right now. 2 seconds. Stardust lets out a scream, pouring every ounce of her strength into pushing the bomb even further. The final second. With a massive burst of energy, she kicks away from the missile just moments before detonation. 0. A blinding flash of light consumes the horizon as the bomb detonates at maximum altitude. A catastrophic explosion rocks the stratosphere, forming a haunting and massive cloud of fire. The massive explosion lights up the entire night sky, as seen from behind the giant robot. A scene both magnificent and terrifying. In a classroom, students are startled from their studies by the loud blast and the strange light glowing through the windows. The high-ranking officials behind the scenes wear expressions of pure shock as they witness the missile's detonation. Back at the base, as Seo Yoon gasps in fear, it exploded. But what about Stardust? Anxiety is written all over everyone's faces. Egoistic completely loses his cool, screaming Stardust's name in a rare moment of pure panic and vulnerability. Amidst the smoke and debris, Stardust is unconscious and falling freely from the sky. She looks so fragile after giving her all. Suddenly, a strong hand reaches out to catch her. Egoistic arrives just in time, holding her in a classic Princess Carrie midair. Stardust slowly opens her eyes, realizing the person holding her is none other than her arch-nemesis. She can only mutter, "You!" Instead of being gentle, Egoistic scolds her with a worried face. "Who told you to block it? Were you trying to die?" A truly cinematic shot, Egoistic carries Stardust away through the fiery sky. A perfect, complex bond between villain and hero. Egoistic is holding Stardust and is secretly surprised. He didn't expect a girl with such overwhelming strength to feel this soft. Feeling the strange gaze, Stardust starts to get annoyed. She's clearly getting angry because he won't stop staring. She looks him dead in the eye and asks, "Why are you looking at me like that?" The atmosphere suddenly gets very awkward. Egoistic reminds himself, "You're in a villain's arms right now." He tries his best to maintain his cold facade. To hide his embarrassment, Egoistic starts nagging her. He calls her reckless and a fool for trying to block that missile. He explains that the missile was actually aimed at his location, and if it had hit, even he would have been wiped out. Egoistic demands to know the real reason she did it, and Stardust simply replies, "Just because." Stardust gives a tired but incredibly gentle smile. With this, our debt is repaid, right? Egoistic is completely stunned. He's left speechless by this sudden beauty and sincerity from his rival. He confusedly looks away, wondering what that smile meant. The villain's heart definitely just skipped a beat. Egoistic carries Stardust in his arms, looking at her with deep thought. He wonders if she has finally realized something about him. A fleeting fear crosses his mind. "Don't tell me you've realized it, Stardust. That I'm not actually a true villain." He sets her down and checks her condition. Fortunately, she's only unconscious from exhaustion. He secretly admires her incredible durability. Egoistic immediately contacts Soyun through his earpiece to get an update on the situation. SEO Yoon drops a bombshell. The president personally ordered the missile strike. Egoistic can only comment on how unpredictable and cruel this world is. He looks at Stardust, knowing the whole world witnessed her heroic act. Her reputation is now destined to reach new heights. Egoistic decides to take action to crush the shipping rumors between them. He commands SEO Yoon to start a live stream immediately. The live broadcast begins with a bold greeting from the #1 villain. "Hello, everyone." The live stream interface appears, exploding with thousands of comments. Fans are going wild, incessantly asking about Stardust's whereabouts. Egoistic flashes a confident smirk at the camera. Beginning his performance, "You're all wondering where Stardust went, right?" The stream cuts to Stardust lying unconscious. The live chat immediately explodes with rage. Mistakenly believing that Egoistic is the one who defeated and harmed their beloved hero. Without a second's delay, Egoistic shouts into the camera, "I didn't do that?" He begins exposing the presidential office's plot to launch a nuclear missile right in the heart of Seoul. Egoistic is visibly furious. He openly condemns the president of South Korea for being willing to sacrifice millions of lives just to eliminate a single villain like him. A close-up of the president's pale face as his cruel secret is exposed to the entire nation. The accusation of abandoning the citizens of Seoul deals a fatal blow to his reputation. Egoistic's roar in image is projected onto massive LED screens across the city. A villain is standing up for the truth, while Stardust lies there as a silent witness to the near sacrifice. The chapter closes with a close-up of Stardust's exhausted face. As the name Egoistic fades in, it signals that the relationship between them will never be the same again. The chapter opens with a shot of a skyscraper, symbolizing power. News crawls about the government's worst crisis and the president's impeachment. News anchors are shown delivering breaking news. The atmosphere of the broadcast is incredibly serious and tense. A close-up of the TV screen reveals Hero Stardust is being discussed for promotion to S rank. This is a major turning point for her career. A new character, Lee Ciala, appears, relaxing with a white cat. She murmurs, "Our Haru must be happy," referring to Stardust. The TV continues to report on the villain Egostick. He is also under consideration for S rank after months of discussion. A strange recognition for a villain. A hand holding a remote clicks the TV off. A knock is heard. Miss Ciala, "Excuse me." She calmly responds, "Come in." The official Chapter 38 title card. Below it, Ciala continues to pet her white cat in a regal and mysterious manner. Lee Ciala's full profile. Successor of Yusan Corporation and a rank hero known as Icicle. She is a true power player. Ciala listens to a report from her secretary. The next presidential candidates have promised to follow Yusan Corporation's orders. A close-up of Ciala's smirk as she hears she has been granted full authority. She exclaims, "Finally!" Ciala coldly dismisses her secretary after securing her grip on the political situation. A shot of Ciala's luxurious office falling into silence, highlighting her isolation and absolute power. Ciala smirks evilly, silently thanking Egostick for creating the chaos that gives her the chance to swallow South Korea. Scene shifts to a modern villa, where the real trouble begins to brew for our main characters. Egostick's group is gathered, and they start to realize that something is very wrong. Dian Egostick looks visibly worried as he realizes Stardust is starting to suspect his true identity. Seo Yoon asks in surprise, "Suspecting what?" Da-in frantically replies that she suspects he might not be a real villain. Seo Yoon looks at Dain with disdain and bluntly asks, "Are you an idiot?" She can't believe he's worried about that. The whole group surrounds Da-in, teasing him about how he doesn't look like a villain at all, leaving him wondering what's wrong with him. Everyone starts listing his villainous deeds, committing terrorism when bored, taking countless hostages only to release them, and even killing other villains. Chibi characters appear, teasing Dain. They sarcastically remark that he has lived a hard life, both as a villain and as a person. Da-in desperately insists he's a true villain. But the ginger-haired girl calmly eats while asking, "Were you really trying to look like a real villain all this time?" She delivers a blow. "The moment you tried to look like a villain, you were already hopeless." She only joined him because she saw through his kind nature. The group discusses the previous battle. If that giant weapon had hit Seoul with full power, Stardust wouldn't have stood a chance of stopping it. His teammates point out that Dain secretly blocked the attack and controlled the firepower to protect everyone. Anyone who doesn't notice that is a fool. Darin starts to panic. He believes Stardust is the embodiment of justice and that it's absurd for her to suspect a soon-to-be S-rank terrorist. Like him, the ginger girl bluntly retorts, "So what? Justice incarnation or whatever? Do you think Stardust is stupid?" A satirical frame with the text, "Anyone can see you're not a villain." Dain's face is completely frozen in shock. The two girls look at each other, satisfied for speaking the harsh truth. Wow, remains in a staisa de midao. The mood shifts. Dain reflects on his true reason for being a villain, not because he's crazy, but to protect her and the world. Dain worries that if Stardust finds out the truth, she won't see him as an enemy anymore and won't be able to fight him with all her heart. He screams in panic because if Stardust doesn't grow stronger, she won't be able to stop the world's destruction. His outburst startles Seo Yoon. With a determined look, Dain tells himself he must continue to be the worst villain possible to motivate Stardust to grow. Suddenly, Dain announces he's going to Bizen and will be back soon, leaving the whole group staring in confusion. Scene shifts to the front of a massive skyscraper, where Haru Stardust is standing with a travel suitcase. Haru is in casual clothes, looking up at the building with an overwhelmed expression, exclaiming, "Wow!" A man in a suit approaches, bows, and asks to confirm her identity. "Excuse me, are you Haru? By any chance?" The staff member enthusiastically offers to carry her luggage to her room, while Haru shyly thanks him. Haru feels a bit nervous about the overwhelming hospitality. Just as she thinks about carrying the bag herself, she hears someone call her name. Lee Ciala suddenly appears with a bright smile and hugs Haru, much to the hero's surprise. Ciala affectionately pinches Haru's cheek and compliments her growing beauty, leaving a flustered Haru wondering what's gotten into her. Without giving Haru a chance to react, Ciala grabs her hand and enthusiastically exclaims, "Come on, let's enjoy today to the fullest." Ciala gives a playful wink, declaring this a special celebration for the birth of South Korea's very first S-rank hero. Haru is completely overwhelmed by the luxury of the room. She gasps woo-oh as she takes in the high-class living space. A stunning frame of Haru standing on the balcony, gazing out at the sparkling blue sea under the bright sunlight. Ciala asks with a satisfied smile, "Nice, right?" And Haru can only nod in agreement at the breathtaking scenery. The two stand together enjoying the sea breeze before Ciala gently invites Haru inside to begin the main festivities. A world-class buffet is revealed, featuring professional chefs serving the most expensive and exquisite dishes. Haru's eyes sparkle like stars the moment she sees the divine mango frappe. It's definitely her ultimate weakness. Haru blissfully enjoys her first bite of mango. Her satisfied expression is incredibly cute and pure at this moment. Ciala smiles at Haru, who is happily eating, and teases, "You like mango that much?" It's an incredibly cute scene. Ciala suddenly mentions Mangostic, the fan nickname for Egostic, making Haru flinch in confusion. Ciala confesses she wishes she had a personal villain like Harudois, as Bizen only has small Fry who can't help her reach S-rank. Haru stays silent and awkward in the face of her close sister's strange wish. Ciala excitedly suggests to Haru, "Should I go up to Seoul this time? I want to face Egostic's terrorism at least once." Haru immediately and vehemently objects. Haru frantically explains that Egostic is so obsessed with her that if someone else interferes, he might do something completely uncontrollable. Ciala looks a bit disappointed but also asks, "If you're not here, then who will protect Bizen?" Suddenly, Ciala's smartwatch vibrates with an alert. "Someone touched the desk in my office." Ciala claims she has an urgent call from the company and leaves, leaving Haru alone with unresolved questions. Lee Ciala enters her empty office. She looks around suspiciously, wondering if the alarm system just had a glitch. Suddenly, her cat is seen floating in midair, held by a mysterious purple energy. A voice rings out, confirming it is not an error. Ciala clutches her cat, her face showing pure shock as she realizes exactly who is standing in her office. A wide shot of the office. The intruder declares he activated the security program just to have a private meeting with her. Egostic appears majestically on the sofa, wearing his signature mask and top hat. He calmly greets her, "I am Egostic." Ciala greets him with a cold stare, mocking him. "Are you here to turn yourself in and become a hero?" She has no idea what's coming. Egoistic bursts into laughter. That Pahad SFX says it all to him. The idea of being a hero is the ultimate joke. His eyes glow with a dangerous red hue. He reveals his hand. He's there for Ciala Lee, the true shadow ruler of Yusong Group. Ciala doesn't flinch. She roasts him back, calling him a babysitter for Stardust. That wink, pure boss energy. A wide shot showing the luxurious office filled with laughter. It's a literal battle of wits between two masterminds. Comic relief? Ciala's spirit beast is just yawning. Even with the tension, this little guy couldn't care less. Egoistic acknowledges Ciala as the mastermind of the original story. He knows she's a player who shouldn't be underestimated. The tables turn. Ciala starts to feel the pressure, wondering what this man of mystery is truly planning. The psychological blow. To make you a proposal, Ciala flinches maybe because proposal sounds a bit too romantic in this context. The ultimate cliffhanger. Team up with me. An alliance between the villain and the mastermind is officially on the table. Egoistic doubles down on his offer, clarifying that he's looking for a partnership. That smirk tells us he's holding all the cards. Sudden scene cut. We see Stardust enjoying a meal when she suddenly gets a chill down her spine. It's like her hero instincts are screaming. A classic Stardust moment. Confused and holding a spoonful of mango, she wonders what that strange sensation was just now. A split panel heightening the tension. Both sides can feel that something big and potentially dangerous is brewing. A flashback or a screen shows a public persona Isekai as the loved. Right, you're loving. Back in the office, Ciala's gaze turns sharp as Egoistic brings up the idea of a righteous hero. Egoistic goes straight for the jugular. I know it's all just a mask. Your goal is to take over the country, isn't it? Instead of denying it, Ciala gives a mysterious smile. Then Egoistic drops the ultimate line, I'll help you with that. Ciala slams the desk and stands up abruptly, dismissing his words as baseless nonsense. The room turns cold as Ciala unleashes her powerful blue aura, threatening to punish Egoistic right then and there for his audacity. Egoistic calmly places a USB drive on the desk. This is the bait, a heavy piece of leverage for their upcoming deal. He walks away with total confidence, leaving a frost-covered Ciala behind. He casually mentions he knows all about her secret moves to take over companies after the Hanyun Group's collapse. A close-up of Egoistic's mysterious gaze. He calls this USB a small token of his sincerity, but we all know it's much more than that. He vanishes into a cloud of purple smoke. Leaving her with a parting promise, I'll be back in a week. Ciala is left utterly speechless. A close-up of Ciala's trembling hand slamming onto the desk. All that boss energy from earlier. It's completely gone. The big reveal. Ciala leans over, drenched in sweat, gasping for air. Turns out, she was just putting on a front her heart, almost stopped from the sheer pressure. Egoistic's image haunts her mind. She realizes she drastically underestimated just how dangerous this villain truly is. A wide shot shows Ciala, alone in her massive office, staring at that tiny USB drive, a small object carrying massive secrets. The name Egoistic looms large, marking his undeniable presence as the ultimate player on this chessboard. Time for a mango break. We see Egoistic out of costume, happily enjoying mango ice cream with his sidekick. Talk about a 180-degree turn from that terrifying villain persona. Check out this influence. Social media is blowing up over Egoistic, describing him as a villain who wields incredible power over Korea's politics and culture. Is he really a villain? Though, many see him as an anti-hero. Ciala realizes he didn't just find her, he targeted her ambitions perfectly. Ciala's smirk says it all. She finally admits it. He really had me dancing in the palm of his hand. He's a master manipulator. Staring at the USB, she faces a dilemma. Does she even have the luxury of refusing such a tempting offer? The power is too close to ignore. Click. The decision is made. Ciala plugs in the drive, officially entering into a dangerous partnership with the world's greatest villain. Look at that folder name. Information needed for Ciala Lee's takeover of Korea, complete with a cute emoticon. Egoistic's sense of humor is top tier. Pure shock. Her eyes widen as she scrolls through the data. Egoistic didn't just give her tips. He gave her a god-tier blueprint for power. That ambitious grin is back. With this information, her timeline has shifted. She's going to achieve her goals before the year is even over. I can put all of Korea under my feet. This shot is pure villainous majesty. Ciala is no longer just playing the game. She's taking it over. Sudden scene shift to Bizen Station. We see a tired-looking guy. Is this our mastermind in disguise? He's already sighing about doing this again. 1 week later, Egoistic shows up at Bizen Station looking totally drained. He's already complaining about how much of a pain this commute is. Back in the office, Egoistic is acting like he owns the place, casually petting Ciala's white cat. He asks, "Were you satisfied with my gift?" Ciala gives a satisfied smirk. She acknowledges the USB's worth and decides not to pry into how he got such top-secret data. Egoistic brings up the proposal again. Ciala officially signs on, stating, "I see no reason not to work together." Egoistic drops a short good. Ciala shoots him a sharp look, noticing he's already dropping the formalities. totally relaxed. Egoistic leans back and says, "We're allies now. You should do the same." He's getting way too comfortable. Ciala hands over the contract. Egoistic thinks it's just the usual let's work well together corporate fluff. Oh, how wrong he is. Plot twist. The contract says they must meet at least once a week. Egoistic is losing it every single week. Ciala playfully throws his ally's logic back at him. She's clearly enjoying forcing him to visit her more often. Close up on Egoistic's exhausted face. The commute from Seoul to business killing him. Ciala's final jab. If you don't like it, I can always come up to Seoul. The negotiation is getting intense. Egoistic wants once a month, while Ciala pushes for every 10 days. Finally, they settle on meeting every 2 weeks. Ciala flashes a triumphant smile as they finalize the deal, leaving Egoistic with nothing to do but sigh and accept his long-distance commute. Ciala suddenly flips the script, asking point-blank why Egoistic is so obsessed with the hero, Haru Stardust. She's figured him out. She compares his actions to power-leveling a game character, helping Haru grow through his villainous stunts. Egoistic realizes she's sharp as a tack, while Ciala frankly admits she's actually jealous of the attention Haru gets. She points out that Haru's popularity skyrockets every time he pulls a stunt. Now, she's about to ask for a very strange favor. The shocker of the chapter, a blushing Ciala asks Egoistic to terrorize her just to boost her own fame. An incredibly awkward silence follows. With their faces so close together, Egoistic is completely frozen in disbelief. Egoistic responds with a painful forehead flick. He literally knocks some sense into her, calling her a crazy hero. Exhausted by her unhinged request, Egoistic wonders aloud if that's something anyone would ever say to a villain. Ciala is fooling now. She's jealous that Stardust gets all the special treatment from Egoistic. Even our mastermind has to admit she has a point. Here's the technical reason. By getting rid of the Black Calamity, Egoistic accidentally nerfed Ciala's growth. She's not powering up like she's supposed to in the original story. He finally gives in. Egoistic agrees to terrorize her, and Ciala is absolutely thrilled, asking really. When, like a kid waiting for a gift. But wait, there's a catch? Egoistic sets a condition, asking for a favor in return. The plot thickens. He starts explaining the deal, and for once, Ciala looks completely serious as she listens to his proposal. The hilarious twist? He wants Ciala to constantly talk trash about him to Stardust. Cut to poor Haru, looking absolutely baffled by whatever she's reading on her phone. Ciala stares at him like he's a total weirdo and asks, "Are you some kind of pervert?" What a perfect comedic way to end the chapter. CO. Yoon looks clearly skeptical hearing Egoistic's plan. She's summarizing his weird request. So, basically, you want me to badmouth you in advance. Egoistic casually holds his cat and confirms, "Yeah. Make me sound as bad as possible." He lists a bunch of titles like narcissist, psycho, and criminal. SEO Yoon still doubts that being called an info-dumping narcissist will work. But Egoistic smiles confidently. "Trust me, it'll work." A psychological moment. Egoistic claims no one understands Stardust's sense of justice better than him. He truly is her ultimate hardcore fan. After thinking it over, SEO Yoon gives in son. "Fine. Since that seems to be the reason for this partnership, I'll give it a shot." As soon as the deal is made, Egoistic shouts, "Great!" And the white cat quickly jumps down from his lap. A close-up panel of a mysterious black-gloved hand reaching out. The tension starts to build right here. Egoistic appears elegantly in his familiar villain outfit with his mask and top hat. He says, "I'm counting on you." SEO Yoon reaches out to shake his hand, her face looking a bit flushed and hesitant. "Yeah, same here." A close-up of the handshake between them, accompanied by a purple light effect. The deal is officially sealed, signaling the coming events. After Egoistic leaves, Ciala is left alone with the cat. The atmosphere suddenly turns quiet a sharp contrast to the previous tension. Ciela clutches her head in frustration. It seems Ego Stick's words have successfully manipulated her thoughts. A cunning smile appears. Ciela mutters, "I've never seen a fish this hard to catch." She's starting to see Ego Stick as a fascinating target. Her gaze suddenly shifts, filled with excitement and a hint of obsession. Ciela admits, "I think I actually like him." With a determined and slightly scary face, she decides, "I'm definitely making him mine. Hee, a new stalker has entered the game." Cut to Haru's apartment at night. The doorbell rings incessantly. Ding dong. Haru. Haru opens the door, looking completely bewildered and shocked to find Ciela standing there with a bright smile. She didn't come alone. Ciela brought a whole squad of bodyguards and a suitcase. Is she really planning to move in? Ciela casually takes off her shoes and asks to hang out. Haru is still processing everything, especially since Ciela is supposed to be in Bizen. Ciela laughs it off, saying Bizen only has small fries that B and C rank heroes can handle. A totally selfish but very Ciela reason. The bodyguards retreat, leaving a helpless Haru scratching her head. What a headache. Haru is definitely regretting opening that door. As soon as the door closes, Ciela lets loose. She dives onto Haru's bed, as if it were the greatest prize in the world. A totally creepy yet hilarious scene. Ciela sniffs the bed sheets and exclaims, "It smells just like Haru Tilda." Haru is left completely stunned. Ciela pops back up with excitement, inviting Haru for a drink. Look at Haru's clenched fist. She's clearly trying her best to suppress her anger. Ciela is all chirpy, preparing for tonight's party. Meanwhile, Haru just stands there with the darkest expression. What on earth is happening right now? A hilarious moment of self-doubt for our hero. Haru starts sniffing herself. Wait, do I actually have a scent? Her innocence here is just too adorable. Ciela appears with 2 bottles of wine, smiling as bright as the sun. Honestly, no one can say no to her terrifyingly high energy. Haru finally surrenders to Ciela's relentless assault. She reluctantly agrees to join in with a face of pure resignation. The drinks are all set on the table. The atmosphere begins to shift, promising a chaotic late-night heart-to-heart between these two beauties. Ciela starts her rant about Ego Stick. She can't believe a creep like him has a fan cafe and mocks those who join it. Haru sits there, breaking into a cold sweat since she's a secret member herself. Ciela continues criticizing Ego Stick's terror, attacks as mere attention-seeking stunts. Haru listens in silence as the atmosphere grows heavier under the kitchen lights. Ciela's sharp words hit Haru like arrows. Attention addict, narcissistic terrorist, criminal trash. Poor Haru can only weakly mutter, "TH that's." At the peak of her drunkenness, Ciela slams the table. A scumbag like that should be ripped limb from limb. Her face is flushed from both wine and protective rage. A close-up of Haru's face. She starts to feel Ciela is taking it too far. Whoa, isn't that a bit much? Unable to stay quiet, Haru speaks up. No, that's not true. Ego Stick risked his life to save me. Haru's seriousness leaves Ciela stunned for a moment. Ciela pouts and shifts her attack. And the way he's obsessed with you is so gross. Haru blushes in embarrassment. I didn't really think of it that way. Starting to fade from the alcohol. Ciela rests her head on the table, but still insists, anyway, he is a very bad guy. You got that, Haru? Finally, the warrior Ciela completely passes out at the table. An expected ending to this dramatic drinking session. A total fan service panel. Haru gently picks Ciela up in a princess carry to take her to bed. The shimmering sparkles around them make the scene look so romantic. Ciela is fast asleep after her wild night. Haru gazes at her with a thoughtful expression, seemingly trying to process everything that just happened. Haru tucks Ciela in. She realizes that Ciela's earlier trash talk about Ego Stick didn't sound sincere at all. She's definitely hiding something. And here's a little twist. Haru quietly checks her phone. Browsing Ego Stick's official fan cafe, the Mango Squad. Talk about being a secret hardcore fan. Haru wonders when the next attack will occur. The scene shifts to a luxurious mansion bathed in the morning sun, marking the start of a new day. A peaceful morning at Han Dayan's house. He's enjoying breakfast while his siblings are busily getting ready for school. Da-in cheerfully waves goodbye to his siblings. He looks like the perfect big brother, a stark contrast to his cunning villainous persona. Siana appears looking half asleep, yawning as she says goodbye to Sheol. It seems her raid on Haru's place last night completely drained her. Da-in looks at Sienna suspiciously. What were you doing all night to be this sleepy? His gaze seems like it's trying to read her mind. Sienna just gives a mysterious smile. No, it's a secret. Her evasiveness leaves even the mastermind Dain feeling curious. Dain taps the table to start the meeting. All right, everyone listen up. Sienna, you can keep eating while you listen. Is a big plan about to be revealed? Da-in officially announces the next target. The next attack is next week. In Bizen. A heavy statement that instantly makes the meeting atmosphere serious. The other members are quite puzzled. Why Bizen? Won't Stardust be there as well? Da-in gives Sienna a meaningful look, questioning why the leader of the Stardust fan club would be there. A subtle but calculated tease. He reveals shocking news. We've got a partner in Bizen now, and they were the ones who requested a terror attack. Meanwhile, Haru Stardust is still fast asleep, unaware of what's coming. Someone wonders, what kind of crazy partner outsources a terror attack like this? Transition. 1 week later, Bizen. Dark clouds fill the sky, signaling a storm about to hit the beautiful coastal city. People on the beach look up in terror. A giant pirate ship suddenly appears in midair, shattering the peace. The ship descends as people scream and flee. Run! Chaos completely takes over the Bizen beach. Egustic appears grandly on the ship's prow. Greetings, everyone. Egustic, have officially landed in Bizen. A debut that couldn't be more extra. He immediately commands, now, come forth Icicle. Followed by a massive explosion. The real game has begun. Egostic's pirate ship opens fire. Giant cannonballs rain down on Bizen Beach like a meteor shower. A close-up of the cannonballs flying at breakneck speed. The destruction is starting to get real. Suddenly, a massive ice structure surges from the ground, blocking the attack. And standing right on top of it is the hero, Icicle. Consecutive explosions erupt as cannonballs hit Icicle's ice. The art here is stunning, with sparks and ice shards flying everywhere. Icicle strikes a cool pose and points directly at Egostic. You villain. A perfectly righteous debut. She smiles with pure excitement, having clearly waited for this moment. Egostic. Finally. Icicle shouts in satisfaction. I've always wanted to say that. Meanwhile, far away, Stardust has also received word of the attack. Without a second's delay, Stardust blazes through the Bizen sky like a golden lightning bolt to reach the scene. Chapter 40 closes with Stardust's angry and bewildered face. What the hell is going on? A massive cliffhanger for the next chapter.